back out again. This makes 2 days in a row, which is amazing. Listening to the birds. It's about time I get hiking, moving, walking back into my daily life. Can you hear it? I think I'm in love with Mother Nature. I don't think I can capture it in video, but this whole area is full of trillium. They're mostly the white ones, but there's some pinkish ones. But they just go on and on and on and on. And if you don't know anything about trillium, and I really don't either, but what I have heard is that they're really super delicate, and if they get destroyed or picked or whatever it is, that it takes like a really long time, like years, for them to repopulate. So the fact that there are just so many here is amazing. They keep going and going and going. They line the trail, but they also go like deep into the woods. Just feel really lucky right now that I live in an area that has trillium growing, and so many. Kind of in awe, like wow, every corner that I go around there's more, like more, and they're giant and they look so healthy, and they're still just white ones. I'm sure I'll stumble across the other color I see a lot is red and purple, so maybe I'll find some of those as I continue to hike. But first I gotta figure out how to get through all this mud. Oh dear. I found some. There's that one. And then this one. And those are the most colorful I've seen so far. But there's still a million everywhere. Cold out here and my fingers are cold and my nose is running, and it feels great actually. I really love just being out here, but one thing I was going through my mind is an experience that I had earlier today, and that is that I was in the grocery store and a woman came up behind me and she had chocolate, and she started making all these excuses about having chocolate and that she needed to eat something healthy so she could have the chocolate. And then she was looking at something else and she was justifying all of this behavior, and she's very nervous about it and very loud about it. It meant so much to her that she shared that she was doing good stuff too, and that she just wanted the treat. And it reminded me of how I do that. Definitely. And I think most of us do that, is have this shame about these things that we've labeled good and bad. And I've really focused on letting that go recently, recently being the last 5 or 10 years. It's such a hard thing to do, is to let go of that feeling that, you know, we have to justify these human actions and this human behavior. And yet we're here to be human, and life can be really good and feel good, and desires are fun. They lead us in directions, and that can be very helpful. And yet we, or I, feel this need to justify action. And I don't know, I guess I want to try not to do that so much and have some grace for myself to be human. And I just love these insights. And I think that's part of what I enjoy most about being on trail, is that it gives my mind time to wander and contemplate, something that I don't do. I don't know if many of us do in our daily lives that are so busy. So walking helps my brain think, and I want to do more of that. I want to think more, or maybe think less. I haven't found many mushrooms, but here's a bunch. It is pretty wet out, so it's good mushroom hunting for sure. I'm almost done with my walk hike today, and it's only been 4 miles, and I'm tired, and that makes me nervous. I'm not even carrying a big pack, and I have this big section coming up in July, and I hope I'm ready. I really have to find balance of rest and movement, and I'm not doing such a great job. And so what that's gonna look like, I don't know. And then the other thing that came up is that it was cold and my hands were cold. And so many things for a long distance hike are different than when you're just out for a day hike. And one of those things is body temperature. And so if I had been out on trail, I probably would have put on gloves. And yet now I'm going back to my car, and so it doesn't really matter if I can zip or unzip anything or unbuckle my pack. And that would have been different if I were on trail. And it's bringing back a flood of memories. It's been a really great day being outside, and we'll see about recovery so that I can hit the ground running, maybe not running, but definitely feeling good in my body. I have also taped my arm, I mentioned that, and I can still feel it. I can still feel the swinging of the arm pulling at the tendons. So hopefully the information I get a week from yesterday, next Wednesday, will be enough to help me decide how to move forward.